Tale of the Tape, brought to you by Nitro, the official sports supplement of the UFC. Found at nitro.tv. These are two very, very young but experienced competitors. Two that want to make a statement here in the welterweight division. And Steve Mazzagatti will be our UFC referee.
You ready? You ready?
Diaz, Jackson, and the welterweights are set.
Third fight in the series. Again, Jackson's going to look to keep this fight in his feet, and Diaz definitely wants to go to the ground. See him just avoiding the strikes, circling, looking for the opening to take Jeremy Jackson to the ground where it's his world. There he goes.
Diaz in the solid red trunks, Jackson in the red and black trunks.
Oh, good left hand by Jeremy Jackson. Nick Diaz with a little rock there.
Both fights, as we mentioned, have ended very quickly. And of course, Diaz wants the takedown. Jackson, as Joe pointed out, wants to keep this fight on the feet and was not able to do it here early.
Jeremy Jackson is not going to be able to get up from this. This is going to be very hard. Nick Diaz, this is his world right here. There's a huge difference between the skill levels of these guys on the ground.
How much in a matter of months could his skill improve as he gets up quickly?
Very nice.
Trying for another takedown, and he has it.
Again, this is Jeremy Jackson's worst nightmare. He does not want to be on his back with Nick Diaz on top of him. Last time they fought, Nick Diaz mounted him and pounded on him, and Jeremy couldn't do anything. He couldn't dismount him, and Nick said in an interview, he said, once I mounted him, I knew he didn't know what to do. He had no idea. He's going to do it again. He's passing his guard. You look as his left leg comes up, he's going to stick it on top of Jeremy Jackson's right leg and push it down and pass his guard. He's going to stick his right leg out of there, and he's going to mount him. So he's doing that shoulder knock right there, where he slams his face with his shoulder. That's mostly just to distract him so he can pass his guard. That's what he's concerned with right now.
Little Jiu-Jitsu 101, half guard closed and now opened, and that's exactly right. He does not want Nick Diaz to get side control.
There's a huge difference between these guys skill level-wise on the ground, just as there is a huge difference between them skill-wise standing up. Very interesting contrast in styles. Okay, he's got knee in the stomach.
And up is Jackson again.
He made a mistake there, though. He tried to do knee on the stomach and punch him instead of just mounting him. And Jeremy got up. This is Jeremy's world. If he can avoid the takedown again.
Bound and determined for the takedown is Diaz. And I know you're thinking, Joe, Jackson's got to punish him a little bit when he's got that leg. But he's so worried about the takedown occurring, he doesn't want to give up any potential defense.
Yeah, that's the most important thing to him, is to avoid the takedown. And throwing shots from there, he's got no leverage. It's really hard for him to make any impact. Jeremy Jackson, he's just going to hang on his guard.
Now remember, Diaz has to stay active, and so far he has, or the fighters will be stood up.
Good job by Jeremy Jackson so far of avoiding Nick Diaz, avoiding the submission. Looks like he's going for one of his own, lifts his legs up.
I've got to imagine his camp has worked on ground defense. No defense to those rights and a left, and he throws them right back on his backside.
His camp is working on ground defense, but there's a big difference in the skill level of his training partners as well. I mean, Nick Diaz is working out with Cesar Gracie and Gil Castillo, and guys who are just phenomenal jiu-jitsu guys. Whereas I don't think Jeremy Jackson's camp, I don't think they're quite on that level.
Good boxing and wrestling. Considers his style boxing. And so this is not, as you said, where he wants to be, with 1 minute and 35 seconds remaining in round number 1. Welterweight matchup.
Diaz is out. He's posturing up. He's out of the guard. Now he's going to look to throw those legs aside. Oh, nice kick from Jeremy Jackson from the bottom.
And those are legal. From the bottom, it's okay.
He's going to push his legs to the side and then try to mount him. There he goes. He's got side control. Bad position for Jeremy Jackson. Okay, Jeremy Jackson's got half guard again.
He's got him up against the fence as well, which loses a bit of your leverage if you're trying to avoid the takedown or the passing of the guard. You have about half the space to move, and the other space is closed off by the gates. A couple of lefts connect, and a big right. That nice high kick again.
Nice kick from the bottom by Jeremy Jackson.
I'll tell you, if he catches him with one of those, it might be good night.
Jerry Bolander got knocked out by Murilo Bustamante like that in Brazil. You got to be careful of that. It's also the way Renzo Gracie knocked out Oleg Tektarov. Oh, he made it. Oh, he's rocked.
He's rocked. He played a little possum. Nice work by Jeremy Jackson.
Oh, those are hard shots.
Wow.
Jeremy Jackson's a very good striker. Even from that position, he can hurt Nick Diaz.
That was great possum there.
Yeah, very good
And
possum.
Diaz did let down for a moment.
Yes, he did. It worked.
Wow.
That was real.
Good gamesmanship by Jeremy Jackson.
And excellent takedown defense, too. Oh, there he goes. He pulls guard. Good work by Nick Diaz.
Good survival in the first round by Jeremy Jackson.
Jeremy Jackson's a tough dude, no doubt about it.
And the horn sounds, and we have completed 5 minutes, the first of 3 scheduled rounds.
Let's take a look at some replays. He's taking some right hands here.
Now watch
There's
this.
the faking it.
Nice. Oh, and Diaz just maneuvered out of the way at the last moment.
There's a takedown by Nick Diaz. Here's a nasty elbow by Nick Diaz.
Ouch. Right on the bridge of the nose.
Do what you know what you can do. Okay? Relax. Give him a little more water. A little more water. Okay? Take
Clear the
control
ring.
of it.
Clear the
Your
ring.
sprawl is off the hook
Good
right
sprawl.
now. Back to the sprawl, Jeremy.
Sprawling.
Back.
Go back to the corner, please.
And there is Nick Diaz coming out of his corner, ready to go here in the second round. Well, we know one thing, for the first time in this trilogy, the fight has gone further than the first round.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, these guys know each
You
other's
ready?
game very well
You
now.
ready? Bring it on.
Something about personal vendettas and bragging rights, too.
They
Make
touch
it oh
gloves.
so interesting.
Show of respect. Touch gloves at the start of the second round.
How does Jackson avoid the takedown, get into his forte, and that is using the fist. There's the sprawl. He's got a leg, though. Hey, there, Jackson punishing Diaz in his attempt for a takedown.
Nick Diaz is very creative with this, though. He spun around away from it. He's holding onto that leg. Very good takedown. He's just a spider. He gets a hold of you. He's not going to let you out of his web.
Good right, and a left that connects. Diaz trying to rain down with the rights.
Throwing shots to the body there.
And
Oh,
a good
nice
shot
one.
to the midsection.
Oh. You know what? You're stuck pinned against that floor. Those hurt, man. Your body absorbs all that blow. That's one of Dwayne Ludwig's favorite techniques. Oh, nice
good
shot.
elbow and another. Good ground and pound by this Gracie Jiu-Jitsu expert, Nick Diaz.
Yeah, again, this is Nick Diaz's world. Jeremy Jackson's just going to survive here.
And he's got a long build. I mean, 6 foot, 170 pounds, but look at the long arms of Diaz. Really gives him room to maneuver down on Jeremy Jackson, who's nearly as tall, though.
He's got to be careful here, not let Jeremy back up, though. All right, now he's going to pass the guard. See, his left leg comes up again. He tries to get a hold of the thigh, and he pushes that thigh down. And he's going to try to slide
guys,
his
I
right
need
leg
some
out and
action.
mount. There he goes.
And he did it.
He's in side control. He's not quite mounted yet. And Nick Diaz, Jeremy Jackson still has his leg inside on Nick Diaz. Up, the scramble. Uh-oh, uh-oh. He's got his back. Nick Diaz got his back. See, this is the difference in skill level. Nick Diaz is much better on the ground than Jeremy Jackson.
Looking to finish it by submission. 2 minutes into the second round.
He's going to hold on right here, and he's going to try to roll him over, and while in the process of rolling him, get his right leg in. He wants to get his right hook in. His right leg in between Jeremy Jackson's leg and his arm. That little space there, that's the hook. He wants to stick it in there so he can control him and then choke him.
The leverage is so important on the choke, and Jackson
we lost
able
him in the roll,
to
though.
avoid it.
He lost him in the roll, though. Let's see Nick Diaz's guard here.
The key was not getting the legs in, Joe, and not being able to leverage out, right?
Yes, absolutely, and he's got to be very careful here. If Jeremy Jackson's punches are very strong, he could really rock him here, a la Cal Uno and Fabiano Iha. Fabiano Iha was knocked out from the guard. You know, it's a defensive position, but you know this guy can still punch. If you get caught down there, you can still get knocked out.
Jackson in the guard, of course. Diaz, jiu-jitsu background, just 20 years old, very comfortable on his back. These two have grown to have a mutual respect for each other.
Nice
Jackson
shot.
at
See,
first
that's what
thought
I'm talking
Diaz
about.
was cocky,
This is it.
and now
That's what I'm talking
he's
about.
teeing off.
Jeremy Jackson can bang. This dude's got some power in his punches.
Trying to win this important round, too.
This is very dangerous right here for Nick Diaz. He's got to hold on to Jeremy Jackson's upper body. Either hold on to his head or hold on with double underhooks. He's got to hold on to him and keep him from raining down those shots. Just one of them can change the course of this fight.
Diaz a bit of a cut on the bridge of his nose.
It looks like Diaz is going for an omoplata here, which is a shoulder lock.
Diaz is bloodied up a bit.
He's going to roll his, this is it, the omoplata right here. If he can get his left leg beside Jeremy's head, he can roll over and get that shoulder lock. You let it go.
A couple of submission attempts here in round 2 have failed. Credit Jackson for that.
Oh, absolutely. Jackson's a tough dude. He's here to win. I mean, this is for bragging rights. These guys are 1-1 against each other. There's been a lot of trash talk.
And this is on a much larger stage. This is on the UFC stage. And the winner will advance in the minds of the UFC promoters and matchmakers and have a chance to be a factor in this welterweight division. Not that the loser won't, but the winner will escalate his status much more quickly.
Absolutely. This is the big show. You know, 1-1 in the other shows, that means something, but whoever wins this in the UFC, that means everything.
Debut for both here in the world-famous Octagon. Just about 20 seconds remains in round number 2.
Nick Diaz is doing a good job here of holding Jeremy Jackson down. He learned from those punches. He does not want to take a beating like that. It looks like he's rolling for a Kimura. See how he's getting it up, slipped out. See, this is a dangerous spot.
I'll tell you, you could very easily give round 1 to Diaz and round 2 to Jeremy Jackson.
Time.
And they will go to round 3.
Diaz got a little blood.
All right? Look at his face. He's fucked up. That's good. Stay focused. Hey, Jeremy, just keep your stance. Now you're going to make him sit on the feet. Okay? You're going to work your jabs. You're going to let your hands flow. Okay, it's time to let your hands flow.
All right, let's take a look at it. This is where Nick Diaz had Jeremy Jackson's back, and when he rolled him, Jeremy rolled back over and got into his guard. Nick Diaz wanted to stay on top and get the back, get the hooks in, and possibly try for a choke. Here's Jeremy Jackson with those big shots. That's the difference between having a striker on top of you. That guy's a dangerous puncher.
That first shot we saw Joe Maven, the one that cut him. But that first one connected big time.
Let's go, clear the ring, Blue.
This is it. This is 3rd and final round.
Very interesting matchup between two totally different styles. One guy very good on his feet and one guy very good on the ground.
Diaz is anxious. He was already in the center of the octagon. There's Jackson.
You ready? Bring it on.
Diaz with the dark hair, solid red trunks. Jackson the blonde hair, red and black trunks.
Touch gloves again.
Just trying to cut off a few seconds of a possible takedown, probably. Touch my hands and don't take me down.
Jeremy's looking to swing here.
Can he swing and avoid the takedown? You know that Diaz is trying to size it up.
Oh.
Sure enough, he did. Ducked under the punch and got the takedown, and he's in the guard.
Nice takedown by Nick Diaz. Nick Diaz has got to work out of this guard, though, if he wants to do any real damage or submit Jeremy Jackson.
That's where the ground specialists are so good with their timing, Joe.
Oh, Jeremy Jackson got back up.
Jackson's gotten up a couple of times. A bit surprising to you.
Yes, Nick Diaz should not be letting him do that. It should be his main concern. Should not be trying to punch. It should be. He's a jiu-jitsu specialist. He should be trying to hold Jeremy Jackson down and control him and possibly submit him, or at the very least, mount him so he could really land effective blows and Jeremy can't defend himself.
Remember, aggression is one of the judges' criteria. If we do get this fight to render a decision.
See, while he's in the guard, Jeremy can kick his legs, he can throw his legs up. There's a lot of action going on. If Nick Diaz can mount him and start pounding him, you cut off that whole bottom part of his body. It's completely ineffective, and all he can do is try to hold on with his arms.
Keep busy.
Here, Nick Diaz has head and arm control. He's in side position. He's going to get that knee to his stomach and try to slide over into the mount.
The former lifeguard, Jeremy Jackson.
Uh-oh, he's got a guillotine. He's got a guillotine. He's going to try to get a guard here. If he gets in the guard, nope, popped out.
And again, Jackson able to avoid a submission attempt.
Nick Diaz took a chance right there, and in taking that chance, he gave up that position, and now Jeremy Jackson's on top of him. He's going to throw some bombs.
Jackson fell in love after his brother rented UFC 4 back in 1997.
Uh-oh, armbar. He's got it, he got it.
It's all over.
Nice.
It's all over just like that.
Just
Nick
like that.
Diaz by submission. An armbar victory over Jeremy Jackson.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner at 2 minutes and 4 seconds of the third round. A winner by tap out due to an armbar. For the winner, Nick Diaz!
So the 20-year-old wins his 8th mixed martial arts contest and his first appearance in the octagon.